All right. Say hey, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Exciting show here today. Apologies for the late start. Was up late editing last night. You guys might have seen it on the channel now. You guys can go, I guess, after this program, just stick around and you guys will be kicked over to a new video series. We're starting Dutch Boy Fresh's Fresh 24. He's going to be breaking down all of the ACC and Big Ten teams for college football, previewing them. It's going to be a whole lot of fun to see what Dutch thinks. So tune into that right after our program here on Say Hey Plays, or I should say on Pub Sports Radio, the Fresh 24. So just tune into that. It'll be great time as always. So shout out to you, Dutch. Now, it looks like I'm alone to start. Hey. We have a great guest coming up here, and I'm excited to bring him on here. You hear him on the intros. God damn it, those sweet vocals make every morning better. It's the one, the only, Jay Peasy. Jay Peasy, hello. Nice to see you.
Jose, my man, what's good?
Not much. It's going to be very exciting to break down this card here today. I am tired because I've been editing Dutch's video all day, or all night, I should say. I'm ready to get after this card. How are you doing?
Man, I was thinking about you all day yesterday, man, as I was sitting in Dodger Stadium, man, surrounded by, like, where are all these Red Sox fans coming from, man? Like, why is, like, the loudest people in my section talking about, let's go Red Sox? Stop it, man. But yeah, man, it's a good thing you reached out to me this weekend, man. I really was, like, thinking about, like, because I knew I was going to this game. I was like, let me reach out to Jose and let him know, man, hey, Red Sox are in town, man. It's a good time for me to be on Say Hey Plays, man, because this is just like the vibe is going to be there. And, like, we must have been on the same wavelength, man. So, yeah. Oh. But I'm actually in a good mood because we won, though. So,
yeah, no, it was the heartbreaking loss. It pissed me off quite a lot, but I'm sure you had a great time. It looked like it was a lovely time. JPZ, I'm not gonna lie to you.
It was a sweat. It was a sweat.
Fucking Kike Hernandez of all people, fucking annoying as hell. But that was yesterday, and today is today now, Peasy. I'm excited to get to work here with you, with everyone in the chat here. Shout out to everyone in the chat as always. I'm giving all of my sites a good refresh here so we can get it going here. But shout out to you, Mr. McKelvey. Stacks play of the day, the over 1.5 bases for Byron Buxton. Shout out to you, Justin. Stacks. Shout out to you, Justin. Stacks play of the day. Shout out to you, Kelly, Gerald Jones, my dude, AOD, Old E, Pissy Cheerios play of the day is Cleveland Guardians money line. Also likes the Astros money line and Mets -1. Nice to see everyone in the chat. Skunt Blaster, by the way, putting his plays of the day, Red Sox, Shevchenko, and Rockies money line. Shout out to you, Skunt. All right, let's get right after it here, JP. So let's start off hot. I'm excited. We got a Roku game starting off bright and early. Joe Ryan and the Brewers going at it here. Aaron Savali, thought this was a little overpriced here from Joe Ryan, or by Joe Ryan, whatever you want to call it. But let's talk about it here. -150 for the Minnesota Twins here. This line opened up at -155. As I want to refresh and make sure we're all set. But this opened up at -155 at our friends at BetOnline. Got up to -160 at one point, but it's just kind of stayed around -155 the whole time with 85% of the bets and 86% of the money on them here. Joe Ryan, as you guys all know, is one of my favorite pitchers in the league here. Very mixed results backing him. He started off really well in his career. Then last year was this year I haven't really backed him. 5 innings, 5 earned runs last time out against the Giants. 5 2/3, 3 earned runs against Houston, and against Seattle. 5 2/3, 2 runs, one of them earned. So it's a tough kind of back here because of the Minnesota offense not being one to inspire confidence either. Savali, this is going to be his third start with the Brewers now. One of them, or I guess his first one of them, 5 innings, 4 earned runs against the aforementioned Dodgers, and then against Pittsburgh last time. Figured it out a little bit. It is Pittsburgh. 6 1/3, 6 hits, 1 earned run there. So let's go to the totals market real quick, and then I can pass it over to you, my guy. 96% of the bets, 94% of the money on the over in this game. And we have, and then by the way, again, get used to all that over money, of course, here, because that is typically how that shit happens. But as for the total, it looks like we have a drop to 7.5 here. Yes, it opened up -120, juice to the over 8. Now it is 7.5, -111 to the under. Very interesting there. JPZ, what do you think?
I think I got 2 bets that I've locked in today for sure. I got 2 other plays that I'm really looking at it, and this game is not one of them. So yeah, Stacks likes Buxton. Can't go wrong with following Stacks, man. But I got nothing on this game.
All right, fair enough. No action for Peasy, no action for me. But shout out to, again, our guy Justin McKelvey and Stacks play of the day. Byron Buxton over 1.5 bases. I just gotta play it again. It's too good not to play again. Stacks, 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 stacks. Clark Edge leads us into the next game here. A little Reds for Clark Edge as well. Let's go with this game. I mean, obviously, everyone knows me, and everyone knows that I like the Nationals. I've been betting the Nationals quite frequently. It's been making me money. Not in this series, though. And Jake Irvin opened up around -118. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Now, Cincinnati favored at -107. 26% of the bets and 76% of the money on the Reds here, making it very appealing to back them here. Honestly, big sharp action on the Reds. The line completely flips to them. Sure, we're getting a little bit of an ascent of the line, but still, I mean, I think that's just very telling there. 98% of the bets and money on the over in this game, as you guys probably expect. But this one did go from an 8.5 to a 9 now, -115 to the over there. I mean, yes, I like both pitchers. Abbott. I mean, I called Nick Lodolo the best pitcher on the staff, and Andrew Abbott just quietly just pitches well and does his thing. 3 1/3, 7 hits, 5 earned runs before the break, 7 shutout against Colorado, 6 1/3, 3 hits, 1 earned run against the Yankees before then. And Jake, he's lost. I think this is now, it's lost 2 straight decisions. Again, well, my guy, I like backing him here, but back-to-back 6 and 7 run performances, a little concerning there. So, I mean, honestly, I think it might be Reds or nothing for me, Peasy. What do you think?
Shout out to AOD. He said twerk. Niggas, knock it off. Stop it. Ain't nobody twerking. Shout out to AOD though. Yeah, this is one of the games that I got action on, man. Reds, I took it money line. I think I got it at -103. Abbott, he had a rough starting last game, still put off the win because the one thing I backed the Reds on Friday too, man, and they just couldn't get the run support. Every win that Abbott's had, he's got the run support. He even gave up 5 runs last time out, still got the run support. Ended up winning like 10-6. So Reds take it home today. I bet it -103 money line. Let's fucking go.
Beautiful. I'm going to get minus 107, minus 108, excuse me, on the Reds here. So you guys are getting great prices. Nate Dogg got a great price. You got a good price too here as well. Kong's Clips, by the way, the Kong Smash play of the day, the Nerfy in Milwaukee, Minnesota. I don't hate that at all. Early as fuck start. I don't hate that at all. Kong's Clips.
It's
But
a good look.
I think we're both officially, Peasy. We'll both be officially on the Reds here today.
Officially on.
So let's ride. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Keep it moving here. We roll into, we've got Pittsburgh, Philadelphia here. And by the way, Kyle Finnegan threw again yesterday. And we know Davey Martinez doesn't give a fuck. So he might throw again today. But I'd be surprised if he threw again here today. So that gives us more wings at our back here for the Reds. But let's talk Phillies Pirates. We're going to see Tyler Phillips a lot at the end of this year. He made their rotation officially. Good story. You know, young guy. He was a Phillies fan growing up, so all the Phillies fans like him. Do I want to back him here? Not really. And in this Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania series has been interesting to watch. But do I want to trust Marco Gonzalez here? Not really, no. I thought about taking another under here, and shout out to our guy Connor Mack the other day cashing an under with Marco here, but at the end of the day, it's just scary to take unders in general right now. And then Marco Gonzalez is not a guy that inspires confidence enough for me. 66% of the bets and 68% of the money on the over, which is, surprisingly not 99.99. I thought this would be a lot higher, truthfully. And again, another surprise here, Peasy. 68% of the bets, 99% of the money on the Phillies. And yet this opened up at minus 130, minus 133 at BetOnline. It is now down to Philadelphia Phillies minus 115. Boy, oh boy, does that make me feel like the Pirates are alive in this ball game. What do you think, Peasy?
Does that mean you're going to raise it?
I might have to today. I might have to pull out the flag. It's wipe off the dust off of it. Shit.
I've had a Philly cheesesteak from like TGI Fridays before. I don't know if it was like anything special. I would love to like go down to maybe like Kenniston Road or someplace like in the cuts out there in Philly and have myself a nice real Philly cheesesteak just for the experience alone. But that's probably the only thing I really thought about Philly today is, maybe one day getting a real Philly cheesesteak. As far as this game, I got nothing on it.
Okay. That did make me a little hungry. I will admit to you, Peasy, now that I'm thinking about a lovely Philly cheesesteak. I need some whiz on it as well, as Philadelphians say. So
no
look at me.
No diddy.
No, Peasy. We're you know me, Peasy. We you know me. Come on. Very diddy.
I do know you. So
come on.
No diddy.
5 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run last time out against the White Sox. Let's ride. Marco Gonzalez. I'm going to take Pittsburgh money line, and I'm going to raise it today. We're going to raise it today, hopefully, and take these Phillies out. So it's going to be fun. All right. Next game. It's going to be interesting. St. Louis, Atlanta, doubleheader yesterday. I didn't even see how the second game ended up going, actually. So I should probably look at that. But, Swellenbach, again, I've said this several times here that the Braves' young pitchers are kind of fades to me. But he's pitched well, and I've kind of stayed off fading him. Michaelis, again, another guy we've talked about frequently. He is one of the best pitchers at putting pitches where he wants them to go. The issue is that his stuff is shit, 20% below league average. So he can throw it where he wants it to, but unfortunately, it's not fooling anyone. I like Miles. I really do. He's coming off of I think, back-to-back rough starts now. But I just, again, this is another stay-off game here for me. By the way, Miles Michaelis, a proud alumni of Nova Southeastern, whatever the fuck that is. But Michaelis's last start it was the rough one I was referring to. 5 1/3, 8 hits, 6 earned runs against the Chicago Cubs. Dominated the Nationals. pitched well against the Pirates. He got crushed against Cincinnati, but that's kind of what we expect from Michaelis here. He's done a good job of bouncing back from the blow up starts, but it's not been anything like 5 shutouts, 6 shutouts. It's been like 6 2-earned runs, and I don't trust the Cardinals' offense. I really don't, and I expect the Cardinals to be a fade generally in the second half of the season. So I'm not moving on this game either, it seems like so far. Market in this one, 82% of the bets and 72% of the money on the Braves. And we have, let's see here, the Braves, not much line movement. Opened up at minus 135. It got up to minus 150 at one point, but is right back down now to minus 136. So that's interesting. All that movement up and then just comes right back down. 97% of the bets, 96% of the money on the over. Again, unsurprisingly, but we've gone from 8.5 to a 9 now, juice to the over. JPZ, any thoughts on this one?
Shout out to the chat. Mo Harris thinking that you giving it's Daryl a run for his money with the sexy voice. Shout out to the chat, man.
Yeah.
Yo, Diddy. Yeah, I mean, imagine where we're at now in this season where like we look at these Braves games and we have like no confidence in their offense and their ability to score runs. I think I was on the Braves yesterday and it was like, really? 3.5 runs is all you need. I'm all over that shit, and they couldn't even bring that. So I'm off this game, man. I have no confidence. We got 2 teams that have just laid it all out on the field yesterday. What's going to happen today on Sunday? Can you count on the Braves to score runs? I mean, do you look at the under? It's 9, but like we got like 80% humidity out there in Atlanta. I mean, balls should be flying out of the park. Which way do you go with this game? So it's just too many variables on this one, man. Like I would honestly like to take a team total over, but fuck me once, shame on me. Fuck me twice. You know how it goes. I probably said it backwards, but I'm off this game.
By the way, Braves still the best under team in baseball, so I completely understand anyone taking an under in this game, and I lean that way. But I'm not going to move on it either here. Again, I just don't trust Swellenbach and Miles Michaelis here. But I agree. If you're taking the under here, like Craig Wood saying St. Louis can't score, Braves best team in under, just can't back and under with these field conditions. I agree wholeheartedly. That's the
exactly
scary part. So no action for me in this game here. Let's go to Tampa Bay, New York Yankees. I was a little fucking pissed off I didn't back the Rays yesterday. I mean, I've been saying Taj Bradley is bet on, and he goes out there and dominates. Now we're back here again with another guy that I think is bet on, and Shane Baz. And I'm like, God damn, am I gonna take the Rays here? I think I should, honestly. Because Yankees fans will know better than I, but the Yankees haven't won a series in fucking months, it seems like. Marcus Stroman, again, not a guy that inspires confidence, obviously. There's going to be a familiarity there with Stroman against the Rays because division, and I'll look up his numbers right now against the Rays, but it's going to be just a interesting game to watch to see what this Yankees team does. His last start against the Rays this year, 4 1/3, 7 hits, 1 earned run. Last year against with the Cubs, he went 9 shutout innings, 1 hit against the Rays before. But when he was in 22, he got touched up. 21, he had a bad start, and it's quite funny. The rest of his starts are all pretty bad, but the last 2 he's faced against the Cubs against the Rays have been really good there. So that's interesting. And by the way, batter versus pitcher, Taylor Walls, who I doubt is even playing, hits him well. Brandon Lau hits 280, a home run off of him. And Randy Arozarena does not see him well, actually. So Shane Baz, I'm very interested to see what he does. Like I said, I think he is bet on, and I think, kind of by proxy, the Rays are going to be bet on in the second half of this season. Baz, Bradley, I think will both be solid. Baz's last start, 4 1/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs against the Yankees. His first start was the Rangers, 6 innings, 3 earned runs. I think he's just going to keep getting better and better. So Rays will be very interesting for me. Let's check out the market and see if they can get me there here. Unsurprisingly, again, 83% of the bets, 67% of the money on the Yankees here. Please move towards the Rays. That'd be great. Oh, this is beautiful. Minus 135 opener is now down to minus 137. Yeah, I'm going to be on ye old Tampa Bay Rays here today. 98% of the bets, 99% of the money on the over. And we have a similar thing there. Again, all the money on the over, and at least this one has moved up another half run here from 8.5 to 9 as well. But Tampa Bay Rays will be on my card, Peasy. What do you think?
This is one of the games I was really looking at. So all the money is on the over, huh? Let's check it out. What happens here on Sundays with these Yankees? So, man, it's either I'm looking at backing the Yankees because the Yankees have an incredible record on Sunday. They're 5-2 on Sunday at home, but they lost their last two. So here's the thing on these losses that the Yankees have on Sunday, they don't score runs. They can't score. The games that they win, 5 of them, they're knocking the ball out of the park. These games go over. So it's almost like if you think that the Yankees are going to lose, it's going to be because they can't score, and you're going to want to go with the under. So that means you're having confidence on Shane Baz holding it down. I don't know if I want to go there because initially I'm looking at taking the Yankees because of their Sunday record. But we got to look at what's happening recently. I don't know. I'm really talking this out to see how I'm going to maybe move on this game. The Yankees have lost their last 2 games on Sunday. They can't score runs. We're in the third Sunday here. What do they do against Shane Baz here? Do they continue to struggle offensively?
I think so.
So not 9 runs. I mean, the Yankees, when they're losing, they're scoring 1 run, 2 runs at the most. What do we think Tampa Bay is going to put up here against Stroman? Stroman's not bad, and he's at home. But can we get under the 9 runs?
Yeah, I don't hate the under. It's the only thing that's obviously concerning. All the money on the over, and at least the market has gone up. If it stayed at 8.5.
And if it goes up, that means the Yankees are scoring. If the Yankees are scoring, they win on Sunday. I don't know. I gotta let this process a little bit. I gotta think about it. Let me see how this. Not that the market really influences me, but it's kind of important in this one, man, because it's like either or. Like if you like the under, that means you like the Rays. If you like the over, and the market seems to like the over, then that means the Yankees win. So this is one I really am looking at. What time does this game start, Jose?
Early as fuck, 1:35 Eastern.
Early too. What are these games?
Yeah, we got Sunday morning early baseball. Afternoon baseball gives me life. Here, Craig Wood said this is the obvious under that goes over today, which is hilarious. That makes sense.
Is this the last game of the series for these teams?
I believe so. Yes, I'll double check, but yeah, I believe so.
And the Rays have won the first 2?
No, they split. They've split. And no, actually, I lied. They play tomorrow. Yep, and they split 6-1, 9-1 are the first scores there, which is quite funny that they've been both blowouts. Yeah, I'm gonna move on the Rays. Money line plus 126. I like the under here. I'll just lean that way as well. And by the way, thank you, Steven. Rodon pitching tomorrow. So it's gonna be very funny. Sorry, J-Dub. But let's get after it here. I like the Rays plus 126. It's going to be interesting to see how all this unfolds, especially because they play tomorrow here as well. So let's go Rays. Next game, Blue Jays, Tigers. Tigers, low-key, pretty hot. Low-key, they've just been hitting, playing well. I've backed them back-to-back games now. It's been nice. But now, Kiter Montero versus Kevin Gausman is definitely going to be the thing that keeps me off this game. Shout out to Jimmy. He'll be back on Tuesday. Hopefully tanned up a little bit. I hope he enjoyed some Cuban sun. But he's been 100% Kevin Gausman all year. I respect it. I haven't been. I've kind of jumped on the bandwagon a little bit, but I just don't want to back him here at a minus 160 price and a Tigers team that is rolling. They're playing pretty well. And let's just be honest. They've got a good manager. Good manager in what's his name? Fucking Hinch. And he's going to keep these guys at least motivated, ready to go for the whole year. And I think trying. They're 5 games back of the wild card. So maybe you could say they're like almost out of it, but 8-2 their last 10, 4-game winning streak will probably keep me off this game for the Tigers. Maybe I lean that way. I mean, you can continue this ride the magic hot hand, but yeah, I just didn't want to move on this game. What do you think?
Tigers are 11-5 on Sundays. Take that for what's worth. I don't have any action on this, but I think Gausman is trash.
Well, let me tell you, Peasy, I love Sunday stats for one team, and we'll get to that one team at the last game. But I've already lost twice on them, and it feels like I'm just betting and going down in the ship. That is my least favorite thing about baseball. I'll tell you that, JPZ. I hate when I lose a bet on the team twice, like back-to-back days, and then I'm sitting here on the third day, like, am I going to take it again? Like, even if I take it again here, I'm not going to make up the 2 units I've lost. But yeah, it's always something I think about on fucking Sundays. But the Sunday Sox are hot, so let's go Miami Mets. Next up, Trevor Rogers, who quietly, no baseball betting show will tell you that Trevor Rogers is a good bet. But quietly, he's put together a solid month of pitching, and you could consider him bet on. Now, he's a lefty, and the New York Mets are the best team against lefties, or I guess have been for quite a little bit now. If you look at their numbers against lefties, full season, it'll tell you that they're like second, 124 weighted runs created plus, only behind the Dodgers. But in this month, in a smaller sample size, obviously, of just 1 month, 174 plate appearances, 136 weighted runs created plus, still just phenomenal. So, I mean, I really do think that the Mets could get after him here, but he's been pitching well. I respect him enough to stay off this game. I thought minus 136, minus 37 was a little cheap, honestly, for the Mets. But I ended up staying off. 80% of the bets, 95% of the money on the Mets, as we all could probably predict. And man, I'll tell you, these reverse line movement spots will just perk up my ears. It opened up at minus 145, and it was there until 8 in the morning. And then it went minus 135 and is now minus 134 with all the money on the Mets. It's interesting. It's semi-appealing for Miami. It's not going to be enough to get me there, honestly. For the total, 93% of the bets, 94% of the money on the over, as, again, we all probably expect at this point. And it's been no movement on the total. Maybe 5 cents of movement down, but 8.5 minus 110 each way. JPZ, you moving on this game?
I wasn't, and I was prepared to tell you that I had the Mets in a parlay yesterday, and it was a sweat watching them try to hold on to this little 1-run win.
Yeah.
But after your little breakdown here, and I'm looking at this, honestly, the way the Mets hit lefties and the hitting conditions that are going to be present out here in Miami, I might move on the Mets. Man. I might find a. I mean, I don't know if I want to pay 137 or whatever it is right now. I'm really going to consider moving on the Mets. Maybe I was looking at putting them in a parlay. Actually, I'll tell you my real thoughts. This is exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking about putting them in a parlay with the Royals, but looking at this Royals game, I'm not 100% confident in that one now. But some kind of way, I'm thinking the Mets win. Some kind of way, the Mets win. Now, I didn't want to have my Sunday consist of sitting around sweating the goddamn Mets game. But I think the Mets win, man, and I might find some kind of way to move on them today.
Yeah. I can see it. And by the way, Rant's saying a sneaky first 5 over here. Miami got to Scott last time. I don't hate that. Don't hate that at all. Mets -1 for Morgan Spooner at DraftKings. Okay. I like all you guys' looks. I understand if anyone's, I mean, it's always been a good bet for the last few weeks or I guess month. Maybe you can say year, I guess, to bet on the Mets against the lefty here. And if you guys take like a team total, I definitely wouldn't hate that either. So no action here for me. Next game is the series that has confused me the most: Padres and Guardians. This I just don't know what to make of this series. Really, I bet the Guardians last night. They got their ass whooped. And I just don't. The Padres are a very confusing team to me, PZ. It's just like I don't know what to make of them. I know when it comes to the postseason, they'll probably fold, but I don't know. It just they're a very confusing team for me. The Guardians, they have the best home record in baseball. I bet them yesterday. They get their ass kicked. I mean, it just makes sense. So if you believe in that home record, it's like 34-12 now. Just go right back to the well with the Guardians. I wouldn't hate that. But no action here for me, PZ. Market in this game real quick, and I'll pass it to you here. 73% of the bets, 59% of the money on Cleveland here. This went from -110 Guardians to about the same, -109. Not much movement. Now down to actually -107 at our friends at Bet Online. So, I can understand the Padres love here, but I'm not moving on this game either. Total, real quick, 99% of the bets, 98% of the money on the over. Unsurprising. What do you think here, Peasy?
I'm super biased because I can't stand the Padres.
Sure.
One thing I've noticed about the Guardians, even the week before the All-Star break, and it seems to be continuing, these guys are it's like the old Guardians. They can't hit. Do you trust this offense? No. But I'm not typically someone that puts my money on the Padres unless it's an extreme situation like they're playing the Red Sox on a Friday night. So ultimately, I don't want to just keep blabbering on about this game. I passed.
Yeah, no action for me. Good messages or good comments in the chat there. Vitalis dropping Trevor Rogers' first 5 record. Very bad this year. It's going to be an interesting game to watch here. The Sharps on the Padres, according to Vitalis, I had, I guess you could say somewhat bigger bets on the Padres at 27%, 41% of the money. I get that. So no offense, no action for me here, and no action for Peasy. Now, you mentioned the Royals earlier and the White Sox, and I'm glad that you didn't have the confidence in the Royals because I want to move on the Chicago White Sox here. Drew Thorpe, I think officially is in my rotation. I have to make this update to my rotation right now. Out goes Austin Gomber, in goes Drew Thorpe. I've backed him in I feels like almost all of his starts this year. As you can tell by his pitching record, if you're 3-1 and you're on the White Sox, that's pretty impressive. And I like him a lot, and I'm going to keep backing him. And I want to back him here today. Obviously, want to check out the market, but it'll be first 5 White Sox, first 5 plus a half here, some form or fashion. His last 3 starts, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 innings, 1 earned run, 6 innings, 2 earned runs. It was against Minnesota, at Miami, and at home for the Rockies there. So not even great opponents. Minnesota's good, but I'm going to trust him here. I'm going to keep riding him, and it's going to be fun to watch and see how he develops. Now, I'm more interested in the first 5 money lines here, so I'm going to look at the first 5 movements for money line. It opened up at -205. It is now up to -215 here. Our Bovada actually showing -240 for the Royals, which is kind of crazy. First 5. Full game, line's been moving. Opened up at 210, up to now -224 for Kansas City. Total in this game, 88% of the bets, 85% of the money on the over. And we went down a full or a half run. 8.5 -115 is now 8 -115 for the total there. So that makes sense. I bet the unders in both of the games to start this series. They both cash. I kind of want to bet it again here, and I kind of want to move on White Sox first 5 here. I need to look at some prices and make a decision here. Peasy, any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I didn't have any action on this game. Like I said, I was looking at maybe throwing the Royals in a parlay, but I kind of was looking at their little Sunday record, and it didn't give me too much confidence in it. But Lugo is the shit, especially at home. And then I looked at the White Sox record on Sunday. They're like 2-14 or some shit like that. So I officially threw that parlay together. I got the and we could both cash, but I got the Royals for a game, full game. Mets full game. I got it at plus 153.
It's not bad at all. I'm going to move on White Sox first 5 plus a half at plus 123. And let me look at the. I'm going to move on the under again here. This will be the third under I move on in this series. And they've all been fairly sweaty. I mean, as well. It's not pleasant, but it's been like Royals win 6-1. I get the under. It has been like basically the last 2 games. So we'll see how this works out today. But first 5 White Sox plus a half, plus 123, and Kansas City Royals under 8 at minus 108 for me there. All right. Keeping it rolling here. We're having good pace. Again, shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to you, Mo Harris. Appreciate you, Mo. Mo's on one today. I like you, Mo. Thank you. He also has a Florida State Seminole as his logo, which is actually the first team that our guy Dutch Boy Fresh breaks down in his ACC previews in the Fresh 24. So again, stick around right here at the end of the program. We'll kick you out. We'll kick you over to that video. You can watch Dutch. It's about 4 minutes, so it's pretty quick. It's a good time. Our first one, we're going to be doing one a day. So cannot wait for the next one to come out mañana. And that's actually what I'm going to do all night tonight. All right, let's go to our next game. And it's nice to see everyone in the chat. Boston Nick making an appearance in the chat here as well. Boston Nick, nice to see you. Glad that you're still alive, quite frankly. Arizona, Chicago Cubs, Diamondbacks, Cubs here in a great matchup. It's going to be very fun to watch this pitching matchup with my guy Fott and Shota. But what in the world are we going to get from Shota in the second half? That is what is I've been thinking about all morning, really. He's been, phenomenal. I was going to say probably going to win the Rookie of the Year. It's going to be a battle. Him and Skeens, I guess, are going to battle it out for NL Rookie of the Year, depending on how much Skeens pitches. But he went out. I thought he was going to go get rocked by the Orioles. 6 shutout innings for Shota Imanaga. Just dominated. And I was really impressed by that. He's been kind of riding the struggle bus a little bit. But this is going to be an interesting test for him. Because, again, we all know that the Orioles hit lefties pretty well. Let me double check. Yeah, full season, they're 4th, the Orioles are, against lefties. And he dominated them. Now he's going against an Arizona Diamondbacks team right there with the Orioles being good against lefties. 7th, 117 weighted runs created plus full season for this month. 192 plate appearances, 131 weighted runs created plus against lefties. So I totally get if you're backing the Diamondbacks here. And as Billy Friedrich would say, the last place Chicago Cubs have not been fun to back. I completely understand that. But I don't know if I'm going to move on it. Yeah, I'll move on it yet. Market 61% of the bets and 99% of the money on the Chicago Cubs. Wow. This opened up at minus 130 for Chicago here. It's bounced around a bit, got down to minus 120 at one point, and is now at minus 127 Chicago here. In total, this is the, personally for me, obviously, this is the most obvious under on the card. But 98% of the bets and money on the over in this game. And we're actually starting to see 7s on the board here, which is very interesting. Peasy, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, somebody in the chat mentioned wind blowing in out there at Wrigley, so yeah, that's concerning. I think the last time I bet on this series of game 1, and I bet on the Diamondbacks over 3.5 runs, and it cashed easily. Um, if we had better hitting conditions, I might look at moving back on that 3.5 runs. Diamondbacks have been scoring, man. They've scored over 3.5 runs in a majority of their last games. Uh, it's asking the Diamondbacks to put up 4 runs is not a tough ask, but ultimately, I haven't moved on this game.
I think I actually am going to move on this under. And the wind blowing in is definitely going to be nice. 8 to 7 mile an hour winds blowing in, which is nice because, as Morgan Spooner said in the chat, Shota is a very much a fly ball pitcher,
Mm-hmm.
and we will hope that those fly balls get knocked down by the wind. 98% of the bets and money on the over, and I will be on the opposite side on the under in this game. So very intriguing spot here. I cannot wait to watch this game now. Under 7. I'm not even getting plus money for the under 7 anymore. Minus 102 for the under 7 here. So yeah, this line is moving quickly, but let us hope that we're on the right side of history of this movement here.
Now, let me say real quick, 8 mile per hour winds is not like a fucking
Yep.
hurricane or a tornado or anything like that. 8 mile per hour winds is not much. And then you also got to factor in, we're almost at 70% humidity out there in Chicago. So, we're looking at just with humidity alone, the water molecules in the air thin that air out to where you're getting like an extra 30 feet, maybe. Well, let's see, 60, 70%, that's 20. We're looking at maybe 20, 25 extra feet of distance per ball hit in the air at that high humidity. 25 extra feet. So you're popping these balls up in the air. I'm not saying, I'm just saying I think that cancels it out with 8 mile per hour winds, but such a high humidity rate. Um, yeah, I'm off this game, but just something to look at.
I'm going to be very interested in this game. I think Morgan makes a good point about Shota going the day after Kyle Hendricks. They both throw the same speed, so that's, kind of gets easy to hit after you see it a bunch. I'm gonna watch this game. I'm gonna be very interested in it, but I am moving on this under. Fott's my guy, and he's been very frustrating at times as well. But I'm excited to watch this game, and I will officially be on the under. Baltimore, Texas. Next one on the board. The most surprising line of the day, by far, and it wasn't even close. I didn't understand, and maybe my eyes were still closed, and maybe I didn't refresh Bet Online. But why the fuck? Why the fuck were the fucking Rangers favored in this game? And they still are. And honestly, the line has gone up. It's now minus 128. Texas Rangers. This is the fishiest line of the year. And again, it is not even close. Why the fuck with Andrew Heaney, who is 3-10, not very good, going up against Dean Kramer, objectively or better? This is just makes no sense. And I think this is the Rangers spot, and I might move on the Rangers. Like, I just don't get it, PC. How could you believe that the Orioles are not favored here with Andrew Heaney on the bump? I know it's on the road, but still.
And they won. And they won the first 2 games of the series, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's that Rangers can't get swept at home. I don't know if they play tomorrow or not, but I don't know. Yeah, um, I'm not in a hurry to put my money behind Heaney. What are the Orioles batting against lefties?
Yeah, I'm not in a rush either. Shout out to you, Jay Boogie. Nice to see a new name in the chat and a new member in the chat as well. Appreciate you, my man. That's very nice. We need all the memberships we can get to support the channel. We need this memberships. They help keep the channel running. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Baltimore against lefties, 153 plate appearances this month, 110 weighted runs created plus. In full season, they're fourth best, 121 weighted runs created plus. It didn't stop them from getting shut down by Shota. Oh, God. This is I'm gonna move on Texas here, and I'm not gonna feel good about it, and it's just gonna feel disgusting. But I can't wait. Tim T saying that Heaney owned them in the last series. God. All right. Texas Rangers will be on my card here, and if I have to lay the juice, I might have to lay the juice. But this line, this is just a fishy line. Like I can't believe it. Market in this game. Wow. Shocking. I thought it would be 99% of the bets and money on the Orioles. Only 53% of the bets and 63% of the money on the Orioles in this game. That makes no sense in my head here, honestly. Like I just figured that everyone would take the Orioles at plus money and ride off into the sunset. But that's nuts to me. That's nuts. Okay. I'm going to be on the Rangers, but we'll see.
Rangers have won their last 4 Sunday games. They've only lost 1 Sunday in the last 9 games. So Rangers is worth a look.
Yeah, they're on my card. Minus 128 full game money line for me. All right, let's go to our next game, and this is going to be an auto bet for me. Hayden Birdsong coming to Colorado. First time. Come on. We'll fade your ass. We'll fade anyone's ass. First pitcher or first time going into Coors here. He's had 4 starts so far. He's done pretty well in all of them. 2 earned runs, 2 earned runs, 3 earned runs. So it's been pretty good for Birdsong. But now I'm telling you to prove it to me here in Coors. So I'm going to be on team totals because Ryan Feltner and that 1-9 record is not good and just abominable. So I'm looking at like a first 5 team total over 2.5 plus 105 is very interesting, and a full game team total over 4.5 minus 115 also very interesting to me. Market and the money line here, 71% of the bets and 92% of the money on the on the Giants. But the line seemingly, let's double check here, has indeed moved towards the Rockies. And actually, we have a pitching change, it seems. I actually have Austin Gomber now instead of Ryan Feltner. I don't know why I had Feltner as well. So we have Gomber, it seems like, starting. I don't know if you guys have that here. My book is saying Feltner. Weird. I don't know.
My book still says Feltner too.
Oh, okay. Well, that's weird. I don't know why this site has Gomber. Huh. That's strange. But okay, nonetheless, we'll just keep it rolling. Then I guess it is Feltner. Minus 147 opener and is now down to minus 133 here. So yeah, I'm moving on the Rockies. I'm a little scared that I might triple up on this spot, but what do you think here, Peasy?
Yeah, 2 National League West teams, Giants, Rockies, in Coors Field. I got nothing on this game. Don't need to drag this out. I ain't got nothing on it. Birdsong, I looked to fade him too after his initial start in San Francisco, and I was on the same note. Show me again, and it turns out like he might be the real deal. He's held his own all these last games he's pitched. So I got nothing on this game.
All right, well, I'm gonna move on it, and I'm going to mark action or like action for Birdsong, I should say. Because if the Rockies change their pitcher and it's Gomber or whatever the fuck's going to happen and my bets get voided, I'm going to be pissed the fuck off. So I'm going to mark action for Birdsong so that Birdsong just has to go in my bets. But I'm going to take Rockies first 5 team total over 2.5. That is plus 105 there. Rockies team total over 4.5 minus 115, and Rockies first 5 money line at plus 105 here as well. So tripling up on my, I guess, favorite team, the Colorado Rockies here. It's just, again, I'll fade any pitcher making their first start in Coors. I'll do it every time. And good luck. Good luck, Hayden. So it's going to be fun. All right. Next, we've got Los Angeles Angels versus the Oakland A's. Estes, Fulmer. Again, I kind of wanted to back the A's here. Joey Estes. I mean, we remember the Maddox he threw the other day, and then as Jimmy mentioned, we kind of should and have to fade pitchers coming off of these complete games because they're just kind of running it down their leg. He threw the Maddox and then went 1 1/3 and 1 2/3, 8 earned runs against the Red Sox. Bounced back really well against the Phillies. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. That Phillies team was basically on vacation already. But this Angels team sucks. This Angels team is not good. We all know that. Sorry, Wine Time, wherever you are. And I was admittedly interested in the A's here. But let's go to the markets and see what they have to say. 80% of the bets, 77% of the money on Oakland. That is not good. And it opened up minus 128. It's only up to minus 130. So that's a red flag right there, honestly. It will be enough to keep me off. Not much movement makes it feel like the Angels do have a chance in this game. You could take a team total if you're being a little safe, and 99% of the bets and money on the over in this game as well. And it's creeping up towards the over. It was juiced to the under 9 minus 125. You can get a plus money over 9 at that point. Now you can get a minus 107. 9 for the over here. Any thoughts on this one, Peasy?
The A's are out there playing without a care in the world, just swinging the bat. So who's Carson Fulmer here? Is he going to shut these guys down? The A's don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They're out there like they're at the batting cages right now, just swinging the ball. Do they care about like trying to win, getting to the playoffs? None of that shit. They're just fucking swinging the bat. So I think the over has a good chance of hitting. I don't know what the hell the Angels are doing, but hell, it's hot as fuck. They're out in the Bay Area. If I bet it, it would be over 9 possibly. What time does this game start, Jose? Oh, it looks like it's 1:07, so it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. If you bet this game, bet the over. I don't know. I wouldn't lay minus 130 with the fucking Oakland A's though. Definitely wouldn't bet the Angels over.
I'd probably agree with you. I'd lean over in this game if I was going to bet anything. Carson Fulmer. By the way, Carson Fulmer, it's funny. He was my first like stud pitching prospect that I watched in college, and I was excited to come into the majors, and then he just fucking was horrible with the White Sox, and has now kind of figured out a nice little role and pitched 4 2/3 shutout innings, no hits against Seattle in his first start of his season this year. So, do I expect that to happen again? No. So I'd probably lean over with you guys here as well.
I think the A's hit 10 times better than the Mariners do. It's weird to say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I line up those offenses. Give me the Oakland A's, honestly, and let's talk about those Seattle Mariners. I mean, what a fucking collapse! How they blew like 14 games in less than a half of a season. It was crazy to see it happen. A lot of guys jumped on the Astros to win the division. Shout out to you guys. I'm just going to continue betting the Astros, I guess, against the Mariners here. So, again, I mean, just bet the Astros. They're going to be great, I guess. Just ride with them. Houston money line for me on my card. Market in this game, pretty split. 58% of the bets, 62% of the money on Seattle. This actually flipped. At one point, it was minus 110 Houston, and now it is minus 110 Seattle, which is pretty surprising to me there. With Wu and our guy Blanco, 97% of the bets and money on the over in this game. It is climbing up. Was 7 minus 125 to the over, and it's 7.5 now, and we're actually going to see an 8 probably here soon. I mean, here's the thing. Brian Wu has been like on the brink of an injury for like the whole year, and that All-Star break and having a hamstring injury might have very much helped his arm. But I still don't trust the guy, and I still don't want to back him. And this Mariners offense, it just will continue to not hit, disappoint. And the Astros, if you're the team playing the Astros, you need to have a good offense because their pitching is really not that good. And if you can get to their pitching, you have a chance because their offense is just still going to hit no matter what. So Astros are going to be on my card, Peasy. What do you think?
This was the other game that I hadn't made a move on, but I was kind of looking at it. Astros have a real good record on Sunday. They're on the road playing a Mariners team that doesn't have a very good record on Sunday. But Brian Wu, 3-1. You know, you don't have confidence in Brian Wu, but if you've been betting on him to win, you're up. So it was kind of difficult for me to just put the bet down without talking it out. But I think I'm just gonna ride with you on this one, Jose. I took the Astros too at plus 100. The Mariners were at the top of this division, and we're like, wow, what happened? But really, what happened is like the normal happened. Stop it. The Mariners have never been like a winning the division type of team. The Mariners are a team that we struggle to try to see if we can make the wild card every season. So the fact that the Mariners are on top of this division, halfway through the beginning half of the season doesn't mean shit. They're right where they're supposed to be, which is third place probably upcoming. Astros are going to move into the spot where they're comfortable at, which is top of the division. Maybe the Rangers are going to try to get back in there some kind of way, and the Mariners are going to settle in right where they belong, trying to see if they can make the playoffs. So nothing strange is happening right now. The only thing that kind of gave me pause, actually, besides the fact that Brian Wu has a 3-1 record, is the Mariners have yet to be swept at home. But I think that the Mariners play the Astros tomorrow, right? I think they have one more game. Either way, that was the only thing I was looking at was they haven't been swept yet. But I'm not the person that thinks that teams can't get swept. Mariners have swept other teams, and they have actually been swept by the Angels. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility. Even if this means if they lose today, they get swept, that it can happen. So fuck it, man. I don't mean to over talk it. I moved on it. I just put it in right now. I was on the fence, moved on it. Let's cash, Jose.
Yep, I just moved on it as well. And yes, this is the last game. The Astros have the mighty Oakland A's tomorrow, who, by the way, tomorrow, especially if the Astros win, I am praying the Astros win today because tomorrow is going to be an Oakland A's day against the Astros. They're going to be, we just swept the Mariners. We're in first place. We're feeling great about ourselves. And the Oakland A's are going to come and smack them in the mouth tomorrow. So let us hope Astros win today, and then our beloved Oakland A's can beat them tomorrow here. But let's get to our last game, the main event here, JPZ. Congratulations on your successes yesterday. I'm glad you were there. Enjoyed a lovely Dodgers victory. It really pissed me the fuck off. If you want me to be transparent, because the bullpen blew it a couple times, was annoying. I bet the Red Sox in both games of this series, as I've said. They've lost both in late, heartbreaking fashion. And yet, here we are again with the best Sunday baseball team in history. They are going for it here today, I believe. This will be the best start of any baseball team on Sundays ever. They are 15-1 right now, I believe, JPZ. They will be going for 16-1 against a lefty who you guys have heard me say at several points in this year, they're not good against lefties. Their numbers would disagree. I still have my guard up, but it's more like power, very good lefties they can't hit. James Paxton, who once upon a time was on this baseball team, is not very good. So I believe in the Boston Red Sox, and I think they win today here. I'm going to bet it. I got, let me double check here, plus 103 on Bet Online right now, so I'm going to move on that. But I'm just a little, like I said earlier, it's a little annoying in baseball when you've lost 2 bets on the team and you go to them a third time. It's like, all right, great. Am I going to be down 1 unit after this series, or am I going to be down 3 units after this series betting the Red Sox? So typically, if I lose 2 bets on a series, I'm done. I just wash my hands. I'm clean. I'm not going to bet on anymore. I've lost enough. I can't make money on this series anymore. So I'm out. But it's the Sunday Red Sox. They've been, a trend that we've all known at this point. So Red Sox money line for me.
Yeah, let me tell you how these games go at Dodger Stadium. Dodger Stadium is like trying to like enter Fort Knox or some shit. They got security out the ass. It's one of the like sports places where you can't tailgate. So um, if you look at like the first through third innings in the stands, probably like first through 5 innings at Dodger Stadium, it's gonna look fucking empty because like it takes you like an hour just to fucking get in there. Like everybody shows up fucking late, and then I don't know if that kind of vibe like translates to how the team plays. I mean, I know Dodger Yerfies are kind of like a cash, especially when they had like Betts and Otani and then Will Smith and Freeman. Honestly, the Dodgers were up 1-0 yesterday, and I didn't even really know it because I hadn't even got into the stands yet. But it's just like that's kind of just how it goes. That's how it's gone in this series, and that's how it's gonna go today. The first 1 through 5, 1 through 6 is gonna be fucking slow, man. It's gonna be that might be 1-0, pick a side. I don't know. Maybe 2-0. I don't know. But it's going to be slow. The game is going to be really played out uh, between the fifth and the ninth inning and maybe on past that. Both of these bullpens were taxed, but especially the Dodgers bullpen was taxed. Who's left to come out of the bullpen for the Dodgers? Maybe Vestfield. We didn't see his sorry ass yesterday. I think the Dodgers have no problem throwing in the towel today. It means a lot more for the Red Sox to continue on this streak. It's very public. Now you're starting to watch these games on Sunday, and the ESPN folks are talking about how great these games are on Sunday. So they're just like throwing it out there to Sunday. But they've been doing it since like the Red Sox were like 11-1 on Sunday. That doesn't really seem to matter. What matters is if you got this angle, you stick to it. I'm all over betting against the Red Sox on Fridays. I said it on Betting with Bouquett on Friday. The first couple of times I've been talking about it, people were like, "Oh, it doesn't really matter." Now, once we get to this point in time, they're like, "What is that record again?" Because it fucking works. So you just stick to it. And the Dodgers don't really have a spectacular record on Sunday. They just cleared out their fucking bullpen yesterday. They they won because of Kike Hernandez yesterday. I'm sitting there in the stand and like as we don't take care of business in the eighth inning, and I'm looking at my girl like, man, this is going to be on the shoulders of Kike Hernandez, and and he came through twice for him. Doesn't happen today, man.
It was killing me. It pissed me off so much because he was so fucking bad for the Red Sox his last year there. He
Yeah,
was so bad, and he did that. It was so annoying. Oh my god, it's
yeah.
killing. But yeah, I'm on the Red Sox. I agree with you. It's funny, PZ. I remember I've bet the Friday Red Sox like once or twice, and I see you in the chat every time saying that and I know this. I know they fucking suck on Friday too, and I bet them still, and I do it because like one of the 3 times they've won this year on Friday, I was on them, and I was like, we're fine. And now I'm like, I can't do this. Friday Red Sox is a real thing, so I agree with you. Don't bet the Red Sox on Friday. Bet them on Sundays.
I was skeptical taking them on Sunday when they played the Yankees because the Yankees have a goddamn good record on Sunday too. It's one of the reasons why I was looking at moving on them today. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter. They still came through. So hey, I mean, it's the second half of the season, so we'll see if these trends kind of continue. But I mean, if you haven't been betting on the Red Sox on Sunday, I don't know if now is the best time to jump on it. But if you've been riding them, just keep riding them, man. And this is the game that the Dodgers can lose. So
yeah, let's hope they do. Let's hope they do.
I'm not hoping for that shit, Jose. I'm just saying. But I did bet the Red Sox though, so
Okay, fair enough.
I'm conflicted a little bit here.
I definitely am conflicted when I bet against the Red Sox as well. So I agree. I know the feeling. Trust me on that. But let's break down our action here and recap it. Peasy, I've got a lot of action here. I didn't think I'd have a lot, but I guess tripling up on a team definitely can increase the quantity. I'll go first here, Peasy. Cincinnati money line minus 108, Pittsburgh plus 105, Tampa Bay plus 126. Those are all money lines, full game. White Sox first five plus a half plus 123, and the under 8 minus 108. Arizona, Chicago under 7 minus 102. Texas money line with the fishiest line of the year, and it's not even close, minus 128. Rockies triple up, first five team total over 2.5 plus 105. Rockies team total over 4.5 minus 115, and Rockies first five plus 105. Again, I listed action for Birdsong, so he has to pitch. I saw Feltner. I saw Gomber. I'd obviously be feeling a lot better if it was Gomber, but the bets are in, so that is fine. Astros money line, even money for the sweep, and the Sunday Sox, Boston Red Sox money line plus 103, officially official on my card.
Did you have any action on the Yankees game?
The Yankees game, I took Tampa Bay plus 126. Yeah. I mean, it's not hard for me to fade the Yankees, JPs. I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah, I know. I might sit with. I don't know how much time I have to sit and tinker with that game a little bit. Man, it's yeah. I'm really. It's like if I think the Yankees are gonna lose, you just take the fucking under because it's gonna mean they're not scoring, but they have a real damn good record on Sunday. So which way do I'm gonna sit with that one. I'm gonna sit with that one, man. If I come to a conclusion, I might make that my play of the day with my man Mike Money at Sports Money. I might put that out there. That'll be if I come to a decision on that game, that'll be the game I'll make a little video on. As of right now, on Say Hey Plays of the Day, I got the Reds with my man Jose. I got it at minus 102. I got the Red Sox. It was, man, where all those Red Sox fans come from? I was kicking them out of the stadium yesterday. Go the fuck back to Boston. But I'm on them today. Got them at plus 103. Additions, because of this show, I've moved on that Mets and Royals parlay. I got it at like plus 153, and I'm with you on the Astros, man. Got it at plus 100.
Yeah, let's ride together. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun Sunday. I love Sunday baseballs. It's just great to just watch baseball throughout the day and do absolutely nothing. Those are my prime Sunday, so I can't wait. Peasy, thank you for joining me. First of all, it's always nice having you on screen. Of course, I know you've been wanting to do it, so I'm glad we got to do this here. Especially, of course, Dodgers, Red Sox. How could we not? How could we not at least?
How could you not?
But shout out to everyone in the chat: Three Eyes, Dominique Espinoza, Abel A, Justin McKelvey, MMA guy, Robert Franklin, Bo Jackson, Vitalis, Brandon in here. Thank you guys. Rants, Moneyline Mills was in here as well. Shout out to you, Millsy. Go tune into the Locker Room Talk podcast, his interviews, I should say. And it's a great time. And of course, the UFC podcast we've got going on Pub Sports Radio. Great content there. Mo Harris, Jake Burns, Morgan, Panger Life, Nate Dogg, our guy Mikey Money, Sports Money was in here as well. Shout out to you, Mikey. Nice to see you. Lee Davis, Kong's Clips. Thank you all for joining us here on the program. Jay Peasy, please plug those videos you do for Mikey.
Yeah, I try to do it every day if I got action on it, but head on over to Sports Money. You know him well. He's a part of this community as well. Our man Pimp Slap, play of the day. We all know him and love him. Mike Money. When I got action, I try to shoot him a little content and give you my play of the day as well. But yeah, check out the channel. Give a like, subscribe, and let's help grow that channel a little bit too, man. Shout out to my man Mike Money.
Yep, shout out to you, Mikey, wherever you are, and shout out to Kong Smash, his plays of the day, going through them all here. By the way, Mikey, we haven't seen a ribeye in a few days. I'm sure you're just saving them for Jimmy. But a lot of people like looking at that graphic, Mikey. So you're depriving people of the graphic. And I also haven't seen your grandma's wearing your sister's panties as well here, Mikey. And she misses you, Mike. This lady right here, she misses you. So we'll see how Mikey's living here in the next week or so. All right. That concludes our program. I cannot wait here. It's going to be a fun Sunday here again. Thank you, JPZ, for joining me here. I'm actually right now going to move up the premiere of Dutch's video to 11:30. So you guys, or so I should say 12:30 Eastern time for you guys there. So shout out to you guys. Stick around right here on the video. It'll kick you over to that one. Go grab a sandwich. Go light your joints, roll them, do whatever you got to do. But Dutch will be breaking down all of the ACC and Big Ten college football teams one a day till college football happens. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to see how they all go out. So tune into Dutch's thoughts on Florida State today. Say hey, and we'll see you guys next time for another edition of Say Hey Plays.